having youngsters coming through. You saw a guy like Seth Potter, who was not part of the element kept last year, also being able to have to play for us at the end of the tour. And so, yeah, I think we are in the right direction. I wouldn't be able to put a number in the sense of where we are currently as a team, but I think we're in the right direction because, once again, if you can win probably 13 games out of 15 and then still also get guys, I think the games that we played last year averaging about 9 to 10 changes in a match 23, you know, so which is once again it's a good thing to do. We're not getting young, you know. You've got some couple of players that are also age-wise getting older, you know. But for me as a coach, once I see the youngsters coming in nicely, that's one of the best things as a coach that I can smile for.
What opinions that you've had around World Rugby and how the aerial contest has actually created more space to attack?
Yeah, I think, if I've been honest, I think that was a bit of a narrative that was put out there with not a lot of facts behind it. The numbers are pretty conclusive from what we've seen, particularly at test out that scrums aren't actually increasing. To be honest, it came up once or twice, a couple of discussions around the contest in general and the aerial contest in general, actually, in London at Shape the Game. And the overwhelming sense was that it's been great. It's actually opened up the game. It's created more dynamism. It's being correlated with more line breaks, more tries, which obviously everyone loves to see. And yeah, I think the thing is now, when you see a contestable kick go up, nobody gets bored. Nobody goes, oh no, this is going to be boring for the next 2 minutes. I think everyone actually has a sense of anticipation that there's going to be some athletic contest to win the ball back, and then usually a dynamic piece of play thereafter. So that was the great thing actually going to London, was see how much everyone was buying into the idea that one of the most unique things about rugby union is that every single part of play is contested. So whether it's a breakdown, whether it's a scrum, whether it's a maul or an aerial contest, I think that's one of the things unique to rugby union that we have to keep driving and keep checking ourselves on. I would say their trajectory has been, if that's kind of a word used at times at teams. And I think if you looked at their trajectory over the last 2 seasons, it's only been going one direction, which I'm not surprised by. I think the last 2 games, they've played against an extremely determined Irish team. I think anyone that was hearing the noises that were coming out of Ireland that week, or some of the questions that were being asked, I think they played with their backs up against the wall and were really desperate to demonstrate a performance that they're well capable of. And then obviously that Scotland game, the Calcutta Cup, has been one of the most contested fixtures in the Six Nations, well, certainly since any of the games that I've been aware of in recent years. So I think if you look at their trajectory, 12 in a row, they've lost 2 games, really contested games, really determined teams against them. I think their trajectory will keep going in the direction that they want it to. So the game here in the summer will be it's going to be tasty. Well, I think Matt's question earlier definitely is one that I think everyone who's watching the game at the moment can see how important it is to be able to adapt defensively or in an attacking sense during those transitions, which are getting created largely due to the increase in contestable kicking. And I think it's difficult from a defensive point of view because you don't necessarily have a reference point. But on the flip side, the opportunity that comes with this broken field, ability to play what's sitting right in front of your face, to have the skill set or the athletic profiles that can benefit from those opportunities or exploit those opportunities is massive. I think a lot of attack coaches are getting excited by that, and I think defense coaches are helping to figure out ways to overcome it. On top of the actual aerial contest in itself, I think is becoming even more under the microscope.
Has anything surprised you? Has anything surprised you the way teams have adapted to it, or maybe gone a bit backwards since being even not so great in the last couple of games? Anything surprised?
Oh, aerially they've been very good over the last while. Definitely a couple of teams are trying to break the mold, and there's a couple of teams that are beginning to try and kick a little bit longer and try and break that mold or that cycle. I'm trying to think now. Yeah, I think that's probably one area that things. But I think we're also seeing other teams have different approaches to the actual contest and the area of 50-50s when the ball, in Ireland you call it a breaking ball, it's a GAA term, how teams are trying to actually win that. So it's almost another contest in itself. And again, trying to transition off the back of that to give yourself a successful outcome seems to be a pretty big part of the game at the moment.
So I think from my side, as coaches, one of the things that we always try to focus on, when we look at ourselves from the beginning, that we didn't want teams to know what the Springboks are going to do. And now with the different personnel in our coaching staff, also with a guy like Tony Brown, teams now they don't know anymore, because in the past, people will say, okay, we know the Springboks are looking to box kick. And now things are starting to change. We're starting to evolve as a team. And then a team that I've always mentioned in probably the past year, if you look at a team like Italy now, the way they've been improving, so and a lot of the games, I know a lot of the games, they always come close sometimes even to win the games, and then also a couple of good wins last year, and like Felix touched on it again, England, they came to the Six Nations with 12 wins in a row, and then in the past 2 weeks, things have changed, where they didn't get the results where everyone, before they came to Six Nations, they said they were the best team in the world. And the past 2 weeks, things have been different. So once again, I think for me, for supporters, that's exactly what the game needs. If you can see these mixture of results where teams are getting surprised sometimes with the other team, which is, if you look at a team like Italy, if you're not at your best in a day when you play against them, they've got potential with the way they're playing as a team. And I know the focus mostly is on the aerial contest and stuff. Look at how they're scrumming. So I know a lot of people, when we try to talk about contests and then the Springboks that talk about the scrums, everyone thinks because of, it's a South African thing. But now I think Italy also, they're in a good position in the sense of they can defend the scrums also. So I think for me, if I look at the international status now, currently with where teams are, I think, if I'm as a supporter, I think I'll get value from one man because of teams now, everyone is trying to compete. If you look at the top 10, Scotland also had good results against England. So, I think we're in the right direction regarding to entertainment and also people making sure that they keep on giving them the action they're looking for.